So the PlayStation 5 reviews came out today, meaning people that got sent a PlayStation 5 early from Sony can talk about everything to do with the console, Miles Morales and all the other games they got to play. And also the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S reviews came out a few days before. So yo, what is up YouTube? Warstu here with a video on PS5 versus Xbox, going over the good, the bad, the ugly, and what is going on with both these consoles, as I was quite scrutinizing about the Xbox. So let's go over. Have they changed my opinion? Were a lot of the rumors about the PlayStation 5 fake? Yeah, they were, guys. So what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. At the 100,000 subscriber mark, we are literally giving away something that is so hard to get. And based on this very video, you should be able to work it out. So make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. Also check us out on Instagram at Warstu, Twitter WarstuG. Right, let's get into it. So the big argument before these consoles were released, well, they're not actually released yet, before the embargoes came out and before the reviews came out, was the Xbox Series X is such a powerful system on paper. Because for sure it is. Spec-wise, hardware-wise, it is more powerful. Mostly. Somewhat. But of course, the PlayStation 5 has massive advantages that the Xbox Series X doesn't have. So, relatively speaking, a lot of the reviews were really good for the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, but the biggest flaw was they don't have any launch games. Now, this is not me being biased, but except for third-party games, none of the reviews were talking about any games that weren't out, where if you compare it to the PS5 version, they were talking about Miles Morales Spider-Man PS5, and about how the fact that when you actually load the game up, you can literally go from, start game to being in the game in 2 seconds. It boots up from the load screen in 6 seconds. It's insane. That is a big flaw for the Xbox at the start of the generation, except for third-party games. They don't really have any exclusive games. Yes, the Medium was coming, but Medium's now coming next year. And yes, Halo Infinite was coming, but now it's coming in like 4 or 5 years' time. So realistically speaking at the moment, if you're a brand new Xbox gamer and you didn't have the previous generation, then yeah, sure, there is a lot of cool things for you to play. But if you're a current Xbox gamer, there is no new titles for you to actually buy the console. Relatively speaking, there's no actual point. You buying the Xbox Series X at the moment, and at the same time on the PlayStation 5, there is no game of the year. There is no Horizon Zero Dawn 2. There is no God of War PS5. Yes, Demon's Souls is cool, and yes, Miles Morales, and yes, PlayStation do have the better games, but if you're looking at the Xbox startup list, you're looking at games like Madden, you're looking at games like FIFA, you're looking at games like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. You're not really looking at games that are gonna, be like, wow, I had to spend £500 to get this. For either consoles, really. As much as I think Miles Morales Spider-Man is going to be cool, Demon's Souls is going to be cool, neither console really has that kind of, damn, I want that console day of release kind of thing. And the fact that Miles Morales is a cross-generation platform, it doesn't take anything away from it, because obviously if you play it on the PS4, you're not going to get the ray tracing, you're not going to get the 60 FPS, but you're still going to get the same game. So like I said, both consoles have positive and negative. So we're going to go over the fanboys, the good old fanboys. So I've been sent a clip of the Xbox Series X loading backwards capability. Old games are faster than the PS5. But then again, I was also watching a clip where The Witcher 3 loads into the game 10 seconds faster than the Xbox Series X. On paper, the PlayStation 5 has the much faster SSD, but PlayStation 4 games on the PS5 will not be utilizing the SSD properly. It will not be optimized. If you know anything about hardware development, you will know that you're going to get the most optimal performance on a game that was made specifically for the PS5. So I keep seeing this argument that PlayStation lied. PlayStation lied to everyone. The SSD is not the fastest in the world. On paper, if you look at the exact SSD they're using, theoretically, in terms, it's got to be faster when we get a game like Miles Morales. That is why you can bump into the starter game in under 2 seconds. Sorry, 2 seconds flat, which is insane. I've never played any PC game, any Xbox game, or any PlayStation game that can bump you into the game from the startup menu in when you go to click continue playing in 2 seconds, which is mad. I don't know why this is the biggest talking point, but clearly the previous version of the Xbox was faster. at loading than the PS4. So it's pretty obvious when you look at the loading time for Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox Series X being 1 minute and 4 seconds compared to the PS5, 1 minute 5 seconds. Literally 1 second. There's literally 1 second in between now. We're not talking groundbreaking like 3 minutes faster. I mean, you look at Destiny 2 on the Xbox Series X. 42 seconds, 55 seconds. That's not really groundbreaking. But as I keep saying, Xbox has clearly put a lot more time into their backwards capability of games in terms of performance, because PlayStation, it seems to me, it was only a recent development for them to actually support PS4 games on the PS5. So this makes a lot of sense. Now, I know you guys online will come across, you're a fanboy. I'm literally not a fanboy. Look at the actual generation of the next generation games on the PS5. Miles Morales. There is no game on the Xbox Series X that I've seen for this generation, as in the next generation, that actually can compute and keep up with that. It's cool going, yeah, but Final Fantasy 15 loads so much faster on the Xbox Series X. It's a backwards compatibility game. It's a backwards game. It's not a next generation game. People don't really care about loading times this much. What you got to understand is both consoles have positive, both consoles have negative. At the moment, I would say if you are to buy a new console, it should be the PlayStation 5, because they actually have launch titles. They didn't lie to you. They're not backing on Game Pass. Game Pass is so great if you've never played these games before. But if you're actually wanting a console with new games on day launch, you know, like games like Miles Morales, then you should go for the PS5. I feel sorry for the PlayStation people, but they have to put up with this. Yeah, but we can load an old game faster than you. Okay, Witcher 3. I mean, there's so many examples where the PS5's loading old games faster. But it is interesting how Halo Infinite is nowhere to be seen, and it's on the box and it's on monster cans. It's just embarrassing PR for Phil Spencer. It really is. But Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart was supposed to be a launch title. Yes, launch window. It will be coming out shortly. There are many games coming to the PS5 that are exclusive only for the PlayStation brand. Whereas on the Xbox, you can literally get any game on anything, which doesn't really tell you a lot. And then if you look at 2021, you know, apparently we've got, obviously, God of War, PS5. We've got Horizon Zero Dawn 2. And then you look at the Xbox archive and it's like the medium, Echo Generation. I mean, there's a bunch of games, but there are a bunch of unheard of games. You've got a Hellblade 2 to be announced. So it's like, even if you look at 2021, you don't know when these games are actually coming out on the Xbox Series X or Series. Well, we might as well just say come into Game Pass, because let's be honest, every game's coming to just Game Pass. So it's just, yeah, at the moment, if you are looking to buy a console for video games, then you should buy the PlayStation 5, because realistically, most people only buy 3 to 5 games per year. Realistically, yes, there are multi-platform games coming out like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There are already people reviewing that online. There's already videos for people like JL Raptor, etc. There's many games like that. Obviously, there's Cyberpunk 2077, which is actually the year it's coming out in. Cyberpunk 2077 will actually be here by 2077. So realistically, at the moment, I would say the PlayStation 5 has a massive advantage, because you buy a console for games. You don't buy it for loading times. You don't buy it for which is better. You don't buy it for, oh, one's got a terabyte hard drive, one's got 800 gig. Realistically, if you believe that, you believe anything, because if you buy an iPhone, you buy a Samsung S Galaxy, it takes a bunch of the overall memory for the OS. So either way, either devices, there's pros and cons. Yes, you can't get the external SSD for the PS5 instantly, but you can on the Xbox. But realistically, are you going to fill that hard drive that fast? Most people, because of the generation we live in, they delete a game, they put it back on, they delete again, they put it back on. So realistically, at the moment, I'd say the PS5 destroys the Xbox based on video games. The specs doesn't really matter, because like I say, the PS4, if they can make God of War 2018 and Horizon Zero Dawn and Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, it looks great. The specs doesn't really mean that much. I mean, yes, Demon's Souls is coming to the PS5, and there are a lot more games coming, obviously. And yes, obviously, Xbox does have Gears Tactics. When it's coming, I don't know. It's more of a PC port, and it is optimized for the Xbox Series X. And obviously, they've got games that are optimized, like Gears 5, like Forza Horizon 4, which actually looks very good. But like I keep saying, guys, these are optimized games that aren't new. And then obviously PlayStation, you got Godfall, and you got many games. So if you look at it from a game point of view, there is no reason to buy the Xbox Series X until the middle of 2021. Obviously, there are games that are going to look much better, like Sea of Thieves, etc., on the Xbox Series X and the Series X, optimized using all the SSD, using them CUs, using the power from the GPU, which is cool. It's cool if we get to see it, obviously. And then there are like multi-platform games like Watch Dogs Legions, which will be on both consoles at launch with obviously optimized versions, which, like I keep saying, if you want to buy a console for the games, the PlayStation 5 is the only console out. If you want to buy a console for the future, then get either one. So like always, guys, let me know which console will you be getting. Did you struggle to get a pre-order? Have you got your pre-order in? And I will catch you in another video very soon, guys. Don't say you're a PS fanboy down below. I'm just going on factual facts here. There is more games on the PS5 day of launch and more games listed for next year that we know are coming. So like always, guys, let me know down below. If you want to have a discussion down below, I'm always more than happy to have a pretty cool conversation down below in the comment sections. Like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. I'll catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch ya later.